Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to this is part 3, this second episode of coding. And I wanted to kind of slide into the next bit. So if we pull up our Lucid chart one more time, kind of keep track of things, right, where we're at. I want to build something around here where we can kind of integrate Prisma and do everything we need to do with the database. So on the left here, I'm going to type into ChatGPT and get our Prisma commands real quick. Can you help? Boom. Here we go. Let me just pull it on screen for y'all. Can you help us load Prisma into our Next.js project? And basically, we need to install Prisma, and we need to initialize it, and then do a migration with SQLite. So I want to show you guys how to do that real quick. So first we have build our project, which we've already done. We just need this command, install Prisma, npm install Prisma. So let's pop that in here, npm install Prisma. And we need to install Prisma client. We do need that. And then finally, we need to start our file. So let's let that npm install finish up. Perfect. Let's install Prisma client. And then while it's installing, let's do npx Prisma init. Oops, did not mean to close that. So, and what Prisma init will do, you'll see it pop up here in our left folder directory when we pop in this Prisma init command to our terminal. Guys, and I'm just having one terminal host the server. The other terminal is just a plain Jane terminal. So you can crash your server if you want and just use it as normal terminal. I like to just keep the server running sometimes. But you can see that Prisma folder got instantiated over here. And this is going to be where our schema exists. And this is what I was talking about a little bit in episode 1 of what Prisma does. It kind of does 3 things at once. It connects to our DB, it creates our database instance, and then it allows for us to build a type contract that we can actually point to this file for type safety, and then we can also define our models out of this. So for instance, we have a model that it'll be a fitness report, and we'll build out the rest of it. I just want to show you the basics of it real quick. And we have our fitness report ID, and we can make it a string like this. Oh, it looks like we need to do this add at ID at default UUID, and then we need a fitness report name. It looks like, or basically all the pieces of data that we have here. We need to define the type that it is. And the fun part is now in the future when we go to pull in the this report data, we can actually import the type from this schema. So not from types, but we can actually pull the fitness report from, where is it? At Prisma, and boom. Or what is it? Schema. I forget vaguely, guys. We'll figure it out in a moment. But basically, we could pull in this type once we have this type generated for us real quick. So that's going to be one of the things that we'll get it proper here in a sec. I just wanted to show you guys how cool Prisma is, because we can define the model. We could literally build the contract from the model and then connect to our DB. So right here, Prisma, we can kind of do a few things. It lets us know it's the Prisma client JavaScript version. We have a different provider here, but it gives us a list of providers. We can use CockroachDB, MongoDB, MySQL, Postgres, SQLite, SQL Server. We're going to use SQLite, and I just want to pop over to ChatGPT real quick because it has us using Postgres. And I want to say, can you make it use SQLite? Boom. And I just pasted in our deal. And what it needs to do is we do need to change our environment file. We need this one line of code. Boom. Our DB dev. And this is going to be a local database on our machine. So again, it's not going to be scalable for a large scale solution, but this is going to be perfectly fine for teaching the full stack concept. And then if you want to make it more scalable, add authentication, and then add a MongoDB. And I'll have a tutorial on that as well down the road. But so I'm in my environment, my .env, and I've just replaced this database URL string with this file :/devdb. And you'll see that pop up here when we run our migration command. So we need this command right here, npx Prisma migrate dev -- name init. So let's steal that, and I'll go back to my terminal. And what it's going to do is going to build that local database on our machine, modeling whatever's here. So let's see if it popped up. Looks like SQLite database URL. Weird. Error validation. Let me see what's going on, guys. Protocol file, DB must start. Maybe I needed to run the migration command previously. Hold on. Let me go back up real quick. All right. No, it has it here as well. Maybe we do need to generate the contract too. So let's try to generate it real quick. npx generate. This or npx Prisma generate. It's always going to generate our newest contract, which is awesome. But let's get that migration working because we do need it to work. So I tried to put in that generate command, and let's see if that fixes it real quick. Nope, looks like it's a different error. Environmental variables loaded from .env schema Prisma. So what I'll do is steal this. How about this? And instead of us doing the environment variable, we'll just go ahead and pop it in here and see if that'll work. Then let me go to our command again, npx prisma migrate dev -- init. Let's see if it works. Boom. Perfect. Okay. So you could see it popped up with our migrations and our local database here in our Prisma folder. So let me close the components folder. If we're just identifying these few files here, this is going to be where our local database is. And we can now basically we constructed these two things right now. And let's work on this bit right here, which is going to be, it's going to allow us to do the API layer very quickly if we could kind of build out our model and our contract. So I guess I have these steps kind of backwards, but building our model for our fitness report will be very easy to do, especially with ChatGPT. So what I could do now that we have our data schema, I could literally just ask ChatGPT, I'm going to copy this down, this bit of data, and I'll come to ChatGPT, say, can you write a model in Prisma for me? And what it's going to do is just build that same, it's just going to expand on this model a whole bunch more. So we'll have our fitness report, and it'll show you all the fields that are here. It'll define basically all of our type safety for us, which is awesome. So let's watch it do that real quick. Well, it should start doing it. There it is. Boom. So similar deal, fitness report. It's just going to run through all of our types and all of our stuff associated to the fitness report. And then it looks like we have a training plan too. So those are going to be our two types that we're working with. And we're going to adjust the training plan model real quick. So perfect. Let me pull off ChatGPT to the side real quick. No longer need that. And I like to always prefix everything. I know a lot of people will just have it say ID, but I like to define it with the model I'm specifically working on. So if I'm working on a fitness report, I don't want it to be like this. Personally, I like to do this because in my entire project, if I search for fitness report ID, I can see everywhere it pops up very easily. So let's do that real quick with training plan as well. So I'll say training plan ID. Let's see, and fitness report ID. I guess it needs to be associated to the fitness report. Say training plan workout, training plan sets. Guys, and all this code will be available for you in the description as well. And I've broken it by each episode for you. So training plan sets, if you check the branches in the GitHub repository, training plan weight, just getting all the stuff there. Boom, and it connects it to the correct fitness report with these two attributes here. So this is what's building the relationship between the two, because if you see our data, see how this is nested. So what it's doing is defining first it's defining this model, and then it's defining this model on this side, and then it's saying this is associated with this. Basically is roughly what it's doing. So let's pop that back in. Just for JSON data though, it's really easy for me to construct the data and then obviously destructure the model later. So that's what we've done to build our model real quick. And the last thing we need to do is just run npx prisma generate. And what this will do with our database is it'll generate and update everything with it. So our contract is now up to date. Everything is up to date with Prisma. And what we can actually do is add that part of our dev script. So every time we run dev, our contract is up to date. So what I can do is just say npx prisma generate and next dev. So this way, if we make any changes to our script, it's just a convenience thing. Or if we make any changes to our Prisma contract, it'll always update us with everywhere first. Let's see if it does it proper. Started to use, yeah, it looks like it did. Generated Prisma client, perfect. And then it'll run our server. So just by the off chance we forget to do it, it's easy to do sometimes. You know, we might need to adjust this. We'll say, oh, fitness report name instead of clients, right? But if you don't update the contract, it'll always be behind. It'll throw you weird errors sometimes. And sometimes it's as simple as just needing to run the npx prisma generate command. So if I run it into dev, it should just update for us. Let's see if it's already defined. Oh, that's why it's throwing an error. But so we just want to do that just to make sure our contract is always latest and up to date. That's just a good bit of advice, good command there. So we have a rough model, a fitness report, and let's close out of that. I'll close out of this. I'll close out of our environment. Let's go back to our base table. Let's see if this works. So if I import fitness model or fitness report from, we're getting no love, but we'll say from Prisma client. If I define this, it should, well, we'll need to define it like this. Why is there this report? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, I did. Okay, boom. So if I make this a type safe deal, you could see it throws an error. It says, hey, you forgot this bit of data, or this bit of data is not part of your model. So we're doing this part now is we're building a schema. So we have a payload, right? Which is going to be our fitness report. And I'll say payload of data. And basically what I'm trying to do now at this point is from the backend, this is super important, especially if this is a full stack deal, right? This is going to be a very, very, very keen point to understand. Is we have this payload of data, and this payload of data is basically our fitness report. So I'll just give it a brief shape for now. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'll say fitness report. Oops, did the capitalization wrong. So fitness reports ID, we'll say it's like, string. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and steal that model for this point. So I'll just say boom this. Let's make this text a lot bigger. But this is going to make a lot of sense. Hold on, guys. Let me just set us up for success real quick. Oh, that did not do what I wanted it to do. And we'll make it all 0.24. But basically, we have this model of data that exists in the backend, and we're going to have this input form on the front end. And we need to make sure that both of these things are always aligned. So the reason is because if our front end payload, when we define a fitness report, so that's just a fancy word of saying like we have our input field of like, here's our fitness report, let's put in everything. If this payload doesn't go to the backend looking in the same shape, the backend is going to reject that. And you can see it's not the same shape, right? Just obviously overlapping it, things get a little wonky. It's not the same payload of information. So what the backend is expecting is a perfect match. So how we're going to achieve that is by using Prisma. And Prisma, what it is doing is it's saying, hey, here's our contract in between. We both need to point at this contract, and the contract needs to be the same data. And then if that data happens, right, the contract can technically exist above it or something like that. But basically it's saying we're both pointing at this contract, and we better have the same, that's huge, especially for this front to back end deal. So you can see here, the fitness report data is throwing us an error because it's not a date time, it's a string. So we need to, whatever we decide on as a team, there's no like right answer, right? We could use a fitness report ID as an integer. You could use it as a string. You could use the reporting date as the date time. You could make it a string. You could also make it a number if you wanted. But the important part is both the front end and back end need to align on it. So I'm just going to adjust this and make it a string just to keep it easy. And then what I need to do is regenerate the contract. So I'll npm run def, or I could do Prisma rate, and it should take this error away. But it's just really important that we use type safety on the front end and then type safety on the back end, because those payloads, when they meet, we want to make sure it's just as seamless integration with the back end. So you can see the next error that pops up is the fitness reporting plan ID. It looks like it has a different structure than what we've built. So, which is good. We want to make sure that we're identifying these errors immediately with the JSON model that we built on the front end, because we could either adjust the front end data, because this is just dummy mock-up data that we built, or we can adjust the back end. But either way, we just need to make sure it's all clean and aligned. So let's do that for now. And it looks like it's just going to be some key value differences here. So we have our workout plan ID. So let's say fitness training plan. Let's put in a training plan ID here. And it looks like we could do 1. And it looks like we need to do training plan workout. So instead of it just saying workout, we'll predefine it with training plan workout, and then training plan sets. Looks like we need to define it with that key value as well. And then training plan reps. Looks like we need to do this. Guys, and you could keep it as weight as well instead of doing the training plan thing. I just do this because it's my best practice. So let's just try to exit that out real quick. Let's clear all these out, see if that fixes our error. I'm not sure if it will. Fitness report string. Let's see, training plan ID. Let's see. So training plan. I'm not sure what the error is here. Obviously, this is going to be the wrong data set for now. So let's just kind of hone in and focus on this type safety, guys. And this is really important too. So when you're working with backend engineers or front-end engineers, this is going to be where you might have some friction. You say, no, well, I think this would be a better idea to be a string. I think we should name it this for this reason. But the basic thing that you want to both align on, both the front end and back end teams, is just that you're both aligned and saying, okay, well, we decided on this contract, so let's stick to the contract that we agreed on. Whether someone's right or wrong is not relevant. What's most important is that your team is in congruence, that everybody's working together. So being that this is a full stack tutorial, we just need to do the same thing for the front and back end right here. This is kind of what I'm building here, is checking the front end associated to the contract. And I'm trying to ask where there's an issue. So what I'm going to do is just steal that, paste it into ChatGPT. Where is my issue? Let's see if I do this real quick. Sorry guys, I know this is really tedious, but this is where all of the proper stuff comes from. So it's a little bit of work for a lot of bit of success. Where is my type error? So let me just figure it out, and then let's slide into episode 3 after kind of figuring this out. So it looks like there's a mismatch on the report date, I think is what it said. Data mismatch. Fitness report date is defined as a string. It needs to be a date, but we've already defined it as a string over here. So why? It says consider using date if possible, but that's not the error. We have the training plan error. Oh, I see. This is the error right here. So we need to use training plan this, and this needs to be fitness report training plan. That was the error, guys. So, and we'll see that this, and I'll just do the spacing a little bit to kind of make our SQL-esque looking queries look proper. You can see we still have a red underline on the left. And the reason is we just need to regenerate the contract. That's all. But let me just line up our types and stuff so it looks clean. Okay, let's regenerate the contract. npm run dev or npx prisma generate. We'll do the same thing, and that should take care of the issue. Boom, and there it goes. So now our contract and our payload safety, we've at least established the front end. So now we can stick to it on the back end, and it should be a congruent process. I will see you on the next part. Oh, wait a sec. Before I see you on the next part, hold the phone. Why did this not? Why? Hold on, guys. Sorry. I got excited there. Got a little excited. Okay, let me fix this real quick. I'll pop this in. So training plans, and let's just undo the changes we did earlier. Well, not the spacing changes. I just wanted the training plan, right? Boom. Okay, so let's try to generate that one more time. npx prisma generate. That'll run dev after. Oops. Okay, and that should fix it, right? No red underlines. Let's give it a sec. Okay, guys. So sorry for the confusion there. Just wanted to make sure that we're contract safe. Again, here we are. Okay, what is going on? Fitness report. It should have a training plan in there. Training plan ID. Why? I'm going to try to do a developer reload. Sorry, guys. But I'm going to figure this out. The correct code will be in the description below.